Welcome back to Fixing Things. We're back on the Mihal truck, man, and I am happy. I am stoked. I am ready. My steering box came back in. Now, the story behind my steering box on the Mihal truck was it was completely worn out, and I couldn't find any parts for the truck. And I searched the internet wide open, and there was some availability like in Mexico and in a couple other foreign countries. And there was a couple things on the internet that were like Fleet Pride, and they said it'd be a long turnaround. And so I reached out to a company, Stengel Brothers, and they really helped me out. These guys were top notch. They deal in heavy duty truck parts and all-terrain vehicle modifications and stuff like that. They didn't have the part, but they knew the guys to rebuild it. And I sent my part to Texas, and I just got it back. Now, the thing was, I adjusted the steering box on this truck to its complete max, where the threads on the adjustment was already almost all the way into where the lock nut wasn't gonna get it no more. Now, it's nice. It's rebuilt. It's like brand new. I just got it probably 15 minutes ago. The UPS guy brought it in, and first thing I did is I brought it out here to the Mihal truck, and then I painted it Mihal orange. I sanded it off, put some clear coat on it, because the Mihal truck's got to look good, right? I've had this truck since I was in my 20s. It hauled around my band equipment. It used to be a U-Haul truck. Here it is right here. And I drove this truck for 20 years, never had a problem out of it. The steering was always loose, and then I gave it away. I donated it to a boys' home so they can haul their stuff out to the field. And I seen it on Facebook Marketplace, and I purchased the truck back because this is the only vehicle that I ever cried for when I got rid of it. Now, my very first vehicle was a 65 Mustang that I tubbed out and everything else. And when I got rid of it, I sold it for $1,000. Tubbed out vehicle, sold it for $1,000. I was in need of desperate money. And this is the first vehicle that I got rid of that I actually cried. This thing has been through me hot and heavy over the years, has never let me down, and it deserves just to drive it and have fun in it and do good things in it. And today we're going to put that steering box back on this truck, and it will probably outlive me because I'm 61 years old now, and that steering box is over 60 years old. That's on there. No, well, 50 something years old. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, I took the steering box off. I told the story about this already. And so today, the Mihal truck is going back together. Man, I'm happy. I am happy. I was so worried that I was going to lose this part taking it off because I couldn't find the parts nowhere. And I want to thank Jack Stengel. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Jack Stengel from Stengel Brothers for sourcing out, going through the hoops for me to get this done. I really appreciate it. I'm usually not an emotional person, but the Mihal truck really means something to me, and I really, really appreciate it. Whew, man. Let's put that thing back on here. Man, I'm happy. Man, I'm happy. Woo! So when we left off, we pulled the steering box out, dropped it down through this hole down here. Now, it's going to be really hard to get it back up through that hole. I was actually thinking of cutting the exhaust off but I'm going to try. I bruised up my arm really bad, had to reach around the exhaust to hold it up, and like a one of those games where Tetris, had to figure out some way to get it down through that hole. So I got to get it back up through the hole, which is harder because now its gravity is not helping me. And I'm sure I'm going to scratch the paint that I just put on it up. And I can touch it up a little bit once I get it on there a little bit. I went ahead and sanded the numbers down and then sprayed some clear on it so it doesn't rust. And I did that for the simple fact that later on down the road, someone's going to be able to see these numbers. So someone will be able to see those numbers and maybe order parts for it. Now, as hard as it was to get this thing done, to see this thing through like it's been so far, I really doubt it later on down the road. So keep this truck on the road later on down the line, probably going to be steering modifications done to like a newer model truck or something. And I could have did that. I could have put power steering. There was plenty of power steering pumps for this truck, power steering gearboxes for this truck. But it's got double Armstrong steering, and I got to keep my muscles up. Oh man, I'm sorry if I'm emotional. This is a good day. This is a good day. So looking back at the steering box, this adjustment screw right here that takes the free play out of the gears, this was all the way inside, and this nut was just barely holding on to the threads. And now you'll see that it's completely outside. And I got it actually working pretty good, and I drove it to work a couple times, but when I took it up to the car show on the way back, the steering started to get worse and worse and worse. It was just decaying. I had filled it up with grease. I'm going to check the grease in this thing again before we drive on it, make sure it's got the grease in it. But this is how I know that it's been adjusted and it's right, and it's got brand new seals in it. New seals in it over here. This looks like it might be the same original shaft. I'm not sure. This shaft looks new. And we're gonna have to check the rotation on it before we put everything together. It rained last night, but under here it seems to be dry, so that's a good thing. That's a darn good thing. I'm thinking I can slide this thing up through here somehow. I left it out there. Oh gosh, it's heavy. I'm gonna try. Lord, please help me. Help this old man get this thing up in there. Oh, yeah. No idea how I got this out. It's going up. Whew. That was it. Thank you, Lord. I'm glad I prayed over it. That was easier than when it came out. I hope I didn't jinx it. No, I'm trusting the Lord. I trust in the Lord. All right, let's see if we can get some bolts on here. Oh, first I gotta bend down. This is where I bruised up my arm last time, reaching around this. Oh, come on, baby. Man, she's so heavy. Put it on there. See if we can't get that long bolt through there. Oh. It's tight up in here. I should turn the steering wheel so I got more room. Oh, I can't yet. I got the other nut. Oh, and I should have brought the impact over here. Huh. All right, now go get the impact. Definitely going to have to loosen the steering column and pull it up. Get all this on there. All right, let's see if we can drive it home. All right, we gotta put that castle nut back on there and the cotter pin that goes through it. Let's see if we can get the hole lined up where I can see it. That always helps. Straight up and down. Maybe not straight up and down. Get it to where if this arm's coming down, it's not in the way. There we go. Steering box is on. So far, so good. All right. And I got to loosen up the steering column on the inside and pull that thing up, that shaft, so we can get the new one on there. And we got to center. No. You know what we need to do? We need to get this pitman arm on first. Yep. Pitman arm on first. All right, let's see if we get this pitman arm on. So The key is this shaft on the, oh, that wasn't supposed to come out. The shaft on this pitman arm is supposed to line up with this groove here as 90-degree offset of that thingamajiggy, which it is not. So that means I got to turn this thing until it lines up with it. So I turn the input shaft until that bolt hole lines up with the shaft that's there. And we'll drive it home a little bit with the and we'll see if the bolt goes through it. If the bolt don't go through it, then we got it wrong a little bit. Oh, like butter. Guess it ain't gonna matter. Helps if I go the right way. Now I gotta find that bolt. The nut. Where did that nut go? Couldn't have went far. It's a big nut. Oh, where'd you go, nut? I see you. I see you, nut. Got my rag while I'm down here. Alright, I'm gonna have to get a big nut socket or another wrench for that side. Maybe a little more. This thing was like super tight. Oh, my back. Almost. Perfecto. Klein's tools are made in America. 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 Just like this truck is made in America. That looks safe. All right, so we want this shaft lined up as best we can. And get the slop out of it. I think I had a zip tie on that. See if we can't get the clutch arm in and the spring on. That might be a task all by itself. All right, let's see if we can do this. Oh. Oh, that was easy. Gotta use my hands. All right, the pin goes at a 45-degree down. Got a thrust washer. Let me straighten pin. Seen better days. Let me take my Kleins and fix that. All right. See if I can get the pin on. Oh, yeah, perfect. Now the spring. That may be a whole different story in all itself. Maybe it's better if I pull it back. Okay, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Let me put a pair of pliers on it. Oh man. The clutch is on there. Steering box is on there. Man, it's starting to get cold out here. Anyways, time to get the steering shaft loose. Oh, she's loose. You think that's normal? Oh yeah, we ain't got it hooked up yet. All right, so there's 2 bolts here, and there's a collar right down here. They keep the shaft from sliding up and down. So we'll loosen this up. Is there a nut on the back side? Probably. All right, definitely gonna use a wrench on the back side. Yep. All right. Anyways, those bolts got to come loose, and then the shaft will slide up and down. All right, let's see if we can get this on there. Oh, that collar just fell off. That's great. I'm going to have to hold that on with my finger. keep my hands away from looking at the camera. It may block your view, I don't know. I may have to go up even higher. Yep. I gotta pull the shaft up even higher. Alright, you let me know if it's enough. It needs to be quite a bit. I don't know if that was enough or not. We'll give it a try. Alright, I'm gonna have to turn you off because I cannot do it with you in the way. Sorry. But this thing has got to get on there, and I'm standing right where you are. Alright, this is not looking good. Before I took it off, the steering box off with that. Come on, baby. Don't fall off, collar. Don't fall off. Oh, come on, collar. There we go. All right. See if we can't separate this thing a little bit. It moved a little bit. A little bit more. That's it. Put the collar on, put the bolt back in it. All right, let's check that. I just dropped the washer. Hung up, all right. All right, let me find that washer. I had to get another lock washer because I couldn't find that one. But I got plenty of lock washers. There we go. All right. Looking good, looking good. All right, I got the meat haul truck running, got it all buttoned up, got my tools put away. It's time to take it for a ride and see if we can keep it out of the ditches. Yeah, let's check it out. I let the meat haul truck warm up. While I was picking up the tools. All right, let's turn that. How do you turn that off? We don't need no music right now, even though that was a good song. All right. Make sure the brake goes off. All right. I also put a new set of points on it. One side of the points was stuck to the other side. That's why I was running rough. It's run smooth now. She's moving. So good. All right. Damn, my hair's a wreck. All right, we'll get it off this gravel road. Get it on the road. See what she does. I made it over here to my salon, and I probably got to turn the idle up a little bit because the old points were not even close, even though they were burned up too. Now I got to idle it up a little bit. She's running smooth. The steering is great. Oh, it's been a long time since that truck steered like that, I guarantee. All right, I'm gonna go inside here and then we'll take the meat haul truck back home, clean up the rest of my mess. Oh, I ran the well out of water. I got it primed back up, so she should be good. Take some showers tonight. Yeah. All right, we made it back. Meat haul truck is running great, and the steering box is doing great. Oh man, doing great. Steering good. That's what I'm talking about. Now I just got to get it back in its spot. All right, I need two hands. This got double Armstrong steering. Let's see. Put you up right there. The meat haul truck. Oh, I'm so happy. back in her spot. She ready to go back. Ready for the road. Ready for the highway. All right. Man, I am happy. I am stoked. Now my wife won't be scared. That's what I'm talking about. We were probably pretty lucky. The steering box I don't think was going to fail, but the bearings I think were getting worse and worse and worse, and it could have. One of the little bearings could have came loose and jammed between the gears. That would have been, I would have lost my steering. It would have locked the steering up. But as it is, she's working great. I want to special thanks to Jack Stengel. I'm not Stengel Brothers in Pennsylvania. Those guys went out of their way to get my my steering box rebuilt, and they sent it to power something. I'll post it right here in Texas. And like I said, it came in this morning. I put it on, and she's running great. Those guys went out of their way to make sure that I got that steering box. And I was panicking, and I usually don't panic because if it was any of my other vehicles, I wouldn't have worried about it. I just would have found some other supplier and everything else. But this is the Mihal truck, and the Mihal truck is special to me, and I'm gonna keep it on the road for at least as long as I live. That's for sure. She's not going nowhere. She's now she can be a daily driver again. 40 years ago, I drove that thing up and down the road. I drove it for 20 years. I never had a problem out of it. And this is good. This is real good. Thank you, Lord. Thank everybody for watching my show. Hey, if you like my content, like and subscribe. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I think God put me in touch with Jack Stengel. I think, and you know, he knew how to make it happen. God bless you, and I'll see. Oh yeah, what are we doing next week on Fixing Things? On the Pinto, we're gonna demo out the interior, and we're gonna build the frame rails from the back to the front, and hopefully get those installed in the car on the next Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. So don't miss that one. It's going to be a good one. God bless you. I'll see you on the next Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. Man, the Mihal truck is working good. I can't believe it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Stengel Brothers. Oh, God bless all of you. Thank you.